Hey everyone, this is Mr. Dunkel. I want to give you a quick tutorial on a program called Mixbook that you can find online. I think you'll use for some of your projects and probably really enjoy. The website for it, you'll see at the top, is simply mixbook.com. When you get here the very first time, you will need to sign up. Signing up requires a name, an email, and a password. You do need to be 13 years or older to sign up. Of course, if you're under 18, you should always get your parents' permission to sign up for any sites anyway. So I'm not going to sign up because I already have an account, so let me log in. And when I get logged in, I'll go ahead and show you just how you can create a photo book. You can also do cards and calendars, but photo books are basically what you're going to mostly use it for in school. And let me show you how you can create this free, and it's really cool, offers all sorts of neat features. So when you come in, it brings you to your dashboard. You'll see I have something already created, but I want to start a new project and walk you through. So I'm just going to click on Photo Book here. Now once we're here, you'll notice there's several different styles of books for weddings and travel and baby. I'm just going to choose one of the everyday books, but you can literally choose any one that you want. I'm just going to choose Everyday Chalkboard here. And so I typically don't worry about this so much because what this is referring to is if you're going to print your book. And this is how Mixbook makes money, is people put their pictures up and then they print a hard copy book as a keepsake. For what you're going to be using in school, you're really never going to need to print. And so I wouldn't really worry about this. Just go ahead and jump straight into Start Book. Now it's going to open in just a second, and we'll walk through just some of the steps, and you'll find it's pretty similar to programs that you've used before, and it has some really good features as well. Down here on the bottom, you're going to see all of your pages. Now this one has probably about 21 pages. Here on the bottom right, you'll notice you can add more pages or duplicate pages or remove pages. So if you want a smaller book, you can. Now if you hover around, you'll see you have things you can click on. I'm just going to change my text here. I'll put CD for my initials. Instead of Keller Family Album, I'll put, let's do Famous Philosophers. And right here I can go ahead and add a photo. I don't have many photos here for this purpose. I'm just going to add this one of John Locke. So when it gets in, you'll notice you get a warning telling you the image may not look good in print. Don't worry about that because you're not going to be printing. If you click on the image, you get a little hand and you can move your image a bit. So I'm going to move him up a little. It stays within the frame, which is nice. And I'm good on my cover. Now down here on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and click the page 1. A nice thing about Mixbook is every time you change the page, it will go ahead and automatically save for you. So here we have another template that's already set up for us. We can use these, or we don't have to. I'll go ahead and just show you how you can just click right in it and change text. So I'm going to keep dedicated to my, let's not cap it, my fabulous teachers who constantly look for new items to make learning more enjoyable! Exclamation point. Now I purposely did this so you'll see that my text went a little too far. So it's pretty simple here. I can click on this sticker behind it and grab the corner, drag it out a little bit more so it's large enough. I'll bring it back to the center. Notice when I get into the center, it actually shows me a line, so I have it centered perfectly. If I click back on my text, now I could go and drag this box out just a tad more, make it fill the space a little better. And now I'm going to center that up, and we're good to go. So already I have a front page and an inside cover filled out. Now let's go ahead and get into doing some content. I'm going to get into page 2. And you'll notice it has a layout already figured out for us. And as we go around, you'll see it's already got layouts. And of course, you could use these. But I want to show you if you want to change it. Because, for instance, this one's a really big photo. It's going to take up, more than one page. And so what you can do is come to the top where it says Layouts. And when you click on this tab, you're going to get a bunch of layouts that are for that particular theme. But if you scroll down, you'll have generic layouts you can choose from as well. So for instance, if I just wanted an entire text block, I can choose that right there. Or I could come down. In this case, I'm going to add John Locke here. So I'm going to add a photo as well as a text box. So I'm going to choose this one here, but I could choose any of these. So add photo. Let's go ahead and choose John Locke again. Well, you just use that same picture. We do have a problem though. John Locke's eyes are looking off the page. When you ever add pictures to a presentation or a book, always try to have your characters with their eyes looking in towards the middle of your presentation, because viewers will tend to look at their eyes and then look to see what they're looking at, and you never want them looking off the page. So this is very easy to change. If I click on the picture, I can come down here to a sub-menu that's comes up when the picture's clicked, and right here I've got flip horizontally, and now I've got it looking the correct way. You also have some special features which are neat. I'm going to go ahead and make him black and white. I can come here and play with the contrast a bit, make it stand out a little bit more. Saturation would add the color back, but I'm going to keep it down at black and white. There's some extra little effects up here like shadows. I can add shadows to the picture. You can play around with any of these, but you'll see I could have it just be a star if I didn't want it to be a square. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to go ahead and resize it just a little bit so that I can have a little bit more room in my text box. So I've clicked on it. I'm going to type in John Locke, and this will be a place I would continue to talk about who he is or what he did. Now, one of the things you've noticed, though, if you can even see it, is I've typed John Locke, but you can hardly read it, and that's because we have a gray text on a gray background, which is a horrible contrast. So I'm going to come in here to the font picker, and it's given me some to choose from. For this theme, it's doing chalkboard, so it's trying to keep everything whites and grays, but I don't have to go by that. I've got a color wheel here, and I could click on the color wheel and come on up and turn that yellow. And I could also come here and change my font size if I wanted, change the font types and bold and things you would normally find in something like Word. So there we have it. That's one page there. I could come over here, put JL for John Locke. Let's say I didn't want to have a picture here. I accidentally click photo and it brings it back, but I can click on this box and I get this menu for the picture box. The very far right, I've got one remove selected item, so I could just hit that, and now it's gone. And so I could come back in if I wanted and do add text, and I just put JL here, but I could go grab this and put it down here and have another text box. I'm going to go on to a next page and just show you a couple other things that are kind of cool. Again, type of situation here where we already have a layout. Some of these that you see with words are not necessarily editable. So in this case, this is what we refer to as a sticker. It's not going to let me, it's a picture, so I can't change the type, so it's not going to let me type anything, but I can get rid of it, so I could just get rid of that. However, this one, as you see, it does allow me to type, so I could type in Thomas Hobbes, leave him here, change the quote. I think it was Hobbes that said, "Curiosity is the lust of the mind." That was Thomas Hobbes. And so again, it's very much like Word or other programs that you've used. I can make all of that bigger if I like. It's a little too big there. But again, referring to this, these are templates we may not want to use. So over here for Thomas Hobbes, maybe I just want one big photo. So I've come over to this side. I'm just going to choose this big photo and add in a portrait of Thomas Hobbes. And again, over here, let's say I want to get rid of that one, but I could come over to this one, throw in a picture of his book Leviathan, which is a little bit big there, bigger than I would want it to be. So I can drag down. Let's get the title in like that. Let's see if we might be able to shrink it. Something we can play around with. I know you can, but I don't want to take up more of your time at this moment. But in any case, you can throw in your pictures, you can move things around. Let me show you a couple of other things that are pretty neat here. You've got some more tabs to play with. The background tab. Right now we've got a chalkboard background, which is our theme, but if I didn't want the chalkboard, you can see I can add different types of backgrounds. So we've got a whole bunch to choose from here. Of course, I want to have something that has good contrast. So, but you can play around with backgrounds. They also have this cool thing called stickers, which are really neat. And sometimes they'll have stickers related to the specific project you're in, and then they just have theme stickers that go. Let's add in a memories, so I can just drag in memories here. Now, that was actually the one that had been there that I took away. You can go in and drag in things for like picture corners, and you can resize them. And so you see, you're able to do a lot of really cool things. And you just continue on and add all that you need. Some things at the top to show you. Here's the save button, but as I mentioned, it will save every time you change the page, which is great. Here's your add text button. If you want to add more text, you can import your photos over here. If you want to, you can go to preview. And when you go to preview, it'll show you what your book looks like. So here's what the book would look like if you turned it in to someone else. You can just click next, and the pages go by, and they can read everything that you put in there. The great thing about it that I love as a teacher is you can click on invite. And if you click on invite, you simply send an email to the people you want to invite, and they will have the option to log in as well and work on your book. And so that's great when you're doing team projects, so 2 or 3 of you can work on the book at the same time, and you may take the cover through page 9, and they're going to take page 10 through page 20, that type of thing. So when you're done, you can actually just close here. Of course, you may want to save if you haven't saved in a while, or change the page. And when you close, it's going to, please don't exit while we save your project. It's going to go through all of that. And it's taking just a little while. And if I can get my cursor back, I'm going to go ahead and go to leave my page. And what you'll find is it will show up in your My Projects. And so here is the one I've been working on. Here's one from before. Once you have it totally done, you're ready to turn it in to your teacher. You can simply click Publish, and you give it a title. And you have some options for publish. You can put a description as well, which is a good idea. Maybe say whose class it's for. But when you get down here, this is where, depending on your class or what the purpose is of it, you may want to choose, for instance, unlisted, only those with the link. That way it keeps it private. And so I would probably do this most of the time. Only people who have the link that you send the link to will be able to see it. And you click Publish Mixbook. And then once you do that, it will give you a URL, and you can turn the URL in. Now you'll see some things here. It's telling me, there's a warning, because if I tried to print it, it wouldn't print well, which is what I was talking about earlier with the resolution. But you don't have to worry about that, because you're just going to view it online. So it's been published. I now have a web address. I can copy this and send it in an email. You could embed it in a website if you have one. And you see here's our book. And that's all there is to it. It's really simple. It's free, totally free, which makes it awesome. And it's something you can work on with friends and all do together. And you have something that looks a whole lot better than a poster or a PowerPoint or something that you probably did. So hopefully that was helpful. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll try to help you as best I can. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night or day or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you.